Man, this is Mr. Henry Ukazu live from New York City. Today we are once more again talking about value and influence. All right, this is Mr. Ukazu, your number one human capacity coach, your number one human performance coach. All right, so today we'll be talking about value and influence. Okay, value and influence. This is a great topic, which I think everyone needs to pay absolute attention to. Let me tell you guys, nobody will call you or reach out to you if you don't have value. That is just literally what it is. Every single soul in life has value. You know, I was reading a post today by one of my friends, Akin Alabi. He's in Nigeria. He's a member of House of Representatives. He said that the higher you go in life, the higher challenges you will get in life. Just like it's like ants, right? The sugar will generally attract ants, right? The sugar will generally attract ants. So if you think you are nobody, that's because you are adding no value. I cannot overemphasize the value of friendship, the value of money, the value of parents, and the value of connection. But underneath all this value is influence, because value is all about influence, and influence is the new currency. So if you have value and you're not able to use it, then of what value is it? It's like having education and you can use it. So that is why I strongly believe that your value is your influence. You know, when we talk about value, value means so many things to so many people. To academician, value by means your degrees or certificates, or what is your highest level of academic performance. To a real estate agent, value by means your net worth of your property. Right? So for someone who's into friendship or relationship, or you're married, your value might be the qualities you have as a partner or to your friend. So value means several things to several people. But the question I want to ask you is, what does value mean to you? It's quite unfortunate, like in the world right now, when people talk about value, they talk about money. Value is not only about money. Value is all about the qualities, the intrinsic value you have, the personalities and what makes you, your capability. That is what value is all about. Let me tell you guys, value is just not what people see, it's what people feel. So if today you are leaving your job, right, and your job does not feel your absence, that means you are not creating any value. That means your vacuum is of no meaning, is of no value. So if you leave your job today and they keep telling you, oh, we miss you, oh, we have not been able to find somebody who has been able to fill your capacity or your job or your position, that tells you that you have value. That is why I strongly believe that value is priceless. So I want to ask you this moment in time, what is your value? If you are into business, right, you know you must have a value. Value can be your bargaining power. If you have strong value in business, you will be able to negotiate very well. For instance, an employer, right, who wants to employ an employee or somebody, they will look at what are the skills, what are the value, what will you bring to the table, why should I hire you? That is what is called value. But it's quite unfortunate. Sometimes many people sell themselves short just because they want to get an opportunity. That shouldn't be the case. If you know your value, you don't have to make noise about it. You don't have to speak much about it, because I strongly believe that less is more. So it all depends on what you want to apply and what you want to achieve at any point in time. So my guys and my friends, wherever you are in the world, I want you to always take stock of your life. Try and add value to your life. It doesn't matter what it is, no matter how little it is, add value to your life. This is how I liken value. Value is like rent. Rent is due every day. So that means every day you have to work. Because any day you don't work, that means you are losing something. So if you have value, you have a strong bargaining power. So I'm going to ask you today, what are the things that you think you have that you think people might need? Just like if you're in business, do you know that you can only sell your product when you find people that can appreciate your services? You can't just have a business and you think people will patronize you. No, you must know your target audience, and that is where value is all about. You know, let me give you another instance of what is value. Let me say, for instance, right, somebody wants to give you a kickback, right? Do you know that any amount of money you accept, whatever the condition you give, that determines your value. So value is priceless. If you are in a place of work, right, and you need someone to give you a promotion or your boss, do you know you have to produce more results? Because you're only paid for what you are paid to do. But if you want promotion, you have to go over and beyond. Then they cannot pay you more. Value. Value is not about your certificates. It transcends more than certificates. Value is not what people think about you, but what you think about yourself. Because what people think about you is immaterial. It's not relevant. It's all about perception. It's all about who you are. That is why, as a Christian, I strongly believe in the word of God, which says in 1 John 4:4, he that is in you is greater and stronger than he that's in the world. So meaning that if the whole world tells you you can do it and you know you cannot do it, you will fail. But if the whole world is telling you you cannot do it and you know you can do it, you will succeed, because he that's in you is greater and stronger than he that's in the world. Let me share with you guys a little bit of story, right? So back in the days when I was in New York Law School, after my New York Law School program, I was working security here in the US for so many years. Some people were laughing at me, some people were saying all sort of stuff, but I never allowed that to define me. I didn't allow you to determine me. Because why? I know my value. I know where I'm heading to. I know this will not be my destination. It will only take the right time and the right opportunity for me to get it. It's value. So I'm not concerned what people talk about me. If you like, call me idiot, call me fool, call me names. That's okay. That is just your perception and your understanding of life. But that is not my name, so I'm not going to bear a name. So you have to understand your value. It's quite unfortunate most times people just address you based on what they think you have, like your net worth or your assets or your degrees. That is not the case. Value is intrinsic. Value is your personality. Value are the things that make you as a human being to transcend in life, not what people think about you. That is why I liken the word of Henry Ford. Henry Ford says, if you think you can, you are right. And if you think you can't, either way, you are right. That is all about value. Because value is priceless. So I said, if you want to gain more in life, you must produce results, because nobody will give you what you don't deserve. Nobody will pay you more than you deserve. People will only pay you for what you are. So I'm going to ask you, if you want to know your value, the question should be, what are the things you are willing to give up for what you want? Because guess what? Value is all about your potentials, your capacity. What are you able to do? So in my first book, right, I have a chapter called Unleash Your Potentials. That is where I liken value. If you have value, you will be able to unleash your potential. So my very good friends, I want you to know that if you have value, you will be able to succeed not only in your business, but in life generally. Once you enter any organization or any job, anywhere, even your family, people will call upon you. Either you have some level of understanding, you have wisdom, you are smart, you could drive, you could cook, you could run, whatever you think you could do to make the world a better place. That is value. But most times, people don't look into themselves. They don't know that all these things are value. Right now, I'm on Instagram Live. I'm giving out value. Your ability to speak is value. Your ability to speak gives you confidence, is value. I write very well by the grace of God. That is value. People read me. Value. So those things do not define me because I didn't go to law school to write. No. I learned the art of writing and I developed myself. Value. So I want you guys to know that value is priceless. Even though you have no money today, let me tell you guys, don't have to be concerned about it. Because you know that the future is bright, especially when you are working on a project. We have seen so many great men in the world that had no money, they were in penury. They had no value then. But today, they know what they were looking out for. And that value has come to life. So I want to liken those great men to you. Do not look at your present circumstances. Rather, look at where you are going. Because your value does not determine where you are at the moment, but rather the future or where you're headed to. That is what is called value. Do you know that there's a relativity between your value and your location? How does that play out? Now, if you imagine a bottle of water, right? If you buy a bottle of water or a can or a juice in a regular store, it could be like $1. But if you go to the airport, that might cost like $2 or $3. But if you go to a restaurant, that might cost you like $2, right? So if you go to a different country, that might be more money. So depending on your location, your value will increase. So a price of bottle of water or a can of juice in a store is different from the price in the markets, in the supermarkets, or in a hotel, or in a restaurant, or at the airport. These are all value because your value will determine your price. So what is the moral of the story? You don't have to go to a place you're not appreciated. If you know your value, trust me, you don't have to speak too much. You only go to the place you are celebrated. So as a young man, as a young lady, as an old man, as an old lady, whatever you are, as an employee, or as an employer, or whatever path you have chosen in life, endeavor to add value. Because once you add value, people will reach out to you. Like I said when I began my webinar earlier on, nobody will come to you if you have no value. Nobody will call you on the phone if you have no value. Nobody will call you. There's something people will come to you. Somebody will text you, they have value. So my very good friends, I want you to know that value is priceless. Okay? Value is priceless. In whatever you do in life, try and add value to your life. No matter how low it is, try and add value to your life. For instance, do you know that just by going to the gym itself, you're adding value to your life? Value is not all about the money you give out. No. It's only poor people with poor mentality that will look at money and turn money to be value. You know, somebody once to make a joke that, a lady that wants to get married should look for a man with a vision. Because if you see a man with a vision, you will know that tomorrow you see that man in television. But if you see a man who has money, but he has no vision, right? And you now see a man who has vision, but he has no money. If you decide to marry the man who has money but no vision, tomorrow you will see the man who has no vision, who has vision in television. No, tomorrow you will see the man who has no money but he has vision. You will see him in television. Why the man who has money but no vision will be watching the man who has vision but no money on television. So that tells you that value is what is important. So to ladies out there, if you want to get married or have friends with somebody, look for a man that has value. It's quite unfortunate most times people just look at money or your present circumstances to determine who you are. No, value is priceless. All right. So you have to believe in yourself before people will believe in you. You don't have to allow people to believe in you first before you believe in yourself. To some extent, people can believe in you and give you that morale or that belief. Maybe you have a mentor. All right. But in the real sense, you have to believe in yourself. Let me share with you guys this practical story about me, right? I always tell my friends and those who get to know that, look, if today I have no job, I'm broke, or I have no job, or probably I've been evicted from my house, I know it's going to be a big challenge to me. But that will not define me because it's just a matter of time. I know at the end of the day, I will be able to stand up because I know my value. I know who I am. So I am not concerned about the challenges of what I go through in life because I do know at the end of the day, my value will speak for me. So my very good friends, I don't know if you guys have any question on Facebook or on Instagram. Please feel free to ask me the question. But I'm just here today to share with you this concept of value. As your number one human performance coach, my job is to help you to unleash your potentials, right? I focus more on the mindset and I focus more on self-discovery because quite unfortunately, most times people don't really know themselves. They're always judging themselves by people's perception. They fail to understand that what people think about you is your reputation or your perception, but what you are is your character. That is who you are. So you don't have to allow people to define you. If you don't speak about yourself, nobody will speak about you. If you don't tell your story, nobody will speak for you. Right? I have a question by here by AMB. How can I be your friend? Or it depends on what you want, Mr. AMB_V2. It depends on what you want. You can follow me on my Instagram or my Facebook page. Send me a DM, all right? But your question is a little bit ambiguous. How can I be your friend? All right, so follow me and send me a DM, and I will know if you need any of my services, if you need a mentor, if you need a coach, then we can have that conversation. But I'm here to tell you about value, right? Now, if I have no value, Mr. AMB_ would ask me this question, how can I be my friend? Because guess what? He or she has seen that I have value, and I am dishing out value. Value is priceless. Value is a new currency. So my very good friends, if you need more on this value, I have a course which I do give out to people, right? send me a message and I'll be glad to walk through you. Because if you have a business, you must know how to implement these values. As a coach, right, people fail to understand that you might give out information. Everybody have this information, right? I will inspire you. That's okay, right? But the big challenge is implementation. How do you implement it? Let me share with you another story. So I read taxation in New York Law School, right? Right. But if you go to law school, they will not teach you the law on how to do taxes or how to go to court. They will only give you theoretically. But you have to learn it when you now go into the field by applying the right principles. That is how it is again if you are driving. You might go to a driving school, right? They will teach you how to drive theoretically, or they might show you on the road, right? But the real driving comes in when you go on the highway. That is life. So driving must be practical. And that is how my training really works. You might hear me on Instagram or on Facebook. I'm giving out information. Right? I'm inspiring you. But the big challenge is implementation. So if you want me to implement this teaching, you have to come to me and I'll give you this training on how you can use value in your business, in your family, in your friendship, in your academic, or in your life generally. Because value can attract you opportunities. Most times people see me and say, Henry, how do you know people in the world, both in Nigeria, in France, in Canada? How are you so connected? It's value. There is no great man in the world that will reach out to you just for the sake I want to be a friend. No, you must have value. You must offer the world something for the world to come to you. I always tell my friends who work with me that, look, for the method to work with me is not the method that you are all and all. No, you have the value I need as a human being. You have the qualities I need as a human being. That is why you're working with me, and that is why I'm working with you. It's value. So today I want you to go back home, or wherever you are, take your time and examine yourself. Who am I? And if you cannot answer that question, feel free to reach out to me, and I can guide you on how you can discover who you are in order for you to appreciate your value. So my very good friends, I want to thank each and every one of you today for being here today. I hope you guys got value from this session. Feel free to invite your friends to watch this webinar next week. It will be here tomorrow. It will be here anytime you want to watch it. Feel free to share it with your friends if you think anybody needs this video. And I'll be glad to share with you anytime, anywhere. So if you have any question or you think you need more of my services, please feel free to send me a message on my Instagram or my Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, or even on Twitter. And I'll be glad to share with you. So for now, this is Mr. Ukazu telling you thank you for coming live today. By this time next week again, I'll be here sharing with you another great content. So feel free to let me know any topic you want me to share, and I'll do my best to share with you. So Mr. AMV_, please feel free to send me a message, and I'll be glad to share with you. Thank you and have a blissful evening. Bye.